I begin? My name is Kyle. Today I am 2 years sober from alcohol and weed. Um, it's pretty crazy for me to think. It almost feels like I'm still emerging out of that life. Like the first year that went by, it went by really fast. Because I made a lot of changes in my life really fast. Within 3 months of getting sober, 4 months, I moved states, started pretty much a whole new life. I moved from Massachusetts to North Carolina, and so the first year that went by, it almost didn't really feel like much. But now that I'm 2 years into this journey, path, sober life, it really feels solidified. Like the first year I was like, okay, great, I made it a year. What's gonna happen in the next year? Um, so here I am, and this is the second year, going, into on to the third year next year. So June 4th is the first full day of my sobriety. The last day I had a drink was June 3rd, 2020. June 3rd, 2020 was my last drink. I told myself the next day I woke up, I said my birthday's in 2 days. I gotta stop. Like, this has to stop. I went to AA. I went to like 5 AA meetings towards the end of it all. And I'll probably make a bunch of videos about my quote unquote story. So I don't really want to get into too much of it right now. I just wanted to make a video just about, I'm 2 years sober now, and kind of some things I've learned. I mean, it's coming out of alcoholism, and I smoked weed every day for 10 years too. Coming out of all that is like, it's huge. I'm not, of course, I'm not I didn't get into anything hard, but alcoholism is tough. It's definitely not easy. And of course, one drink leads to the next, leads to five, leads to, just any of you out there that have alcoholism, you just can't stop drinking. You just drink until you can't drink anymore, and until you get, your 12-hour hangover, things like that. But it's a trip. Like, I've learned so much about life, and I'm still learning. It's almost indescribable. Like, I didn't believe sobriety would give me the life I always wanted, and the power, the control to create a life that is actually a good life. When you stop giving that power to alcohol, you start getting a lot of control over your life and decisions you make. Everything just doesn't revolve around getting drunk, or getting, leveling out, recovering. I was at a point where I would schedule my hangovers. I would think to myself, I would calculate, okay, if I drink, from the morning till like 3 or 4 in the afternoon, then I could kind of recover by when I have to go to work the next day. I could spend, the evening hungover, throwing up, and it's really crazy to even say that. But I'm sure all you folks that are dealing with alcoholism, you know exactly what I mean. Everything revolves around getting drunk, and yeah, just so that's something that I've learned um, in these last 2 years is you can create a life you wouldn't even imagine. Like if you're in the grips of it right now, and I'm talking to you people out there that are going through it, because for like 2 years, I watched videos on, people getting sober, sobriety. I wanted to get sober so bad, um, but I could never do it until June 4th, 2020 is when I first started. And I did try a couple times. I think in the midst of it all, I went a week. I went 1 week without drinking, and immediately just hit the bottle almost harder than ever. That 1 week really just it just blew up, and they actually say that about addicts, people with alcohol. Like if you take a little break and you don't really stay on top of it, when you go back, you're going to go back either harder or just as hard as when you left off, and then it'll snowball into even worse. This is a Mountain Dew, Diet Mountain Dew. So I'm talking to y'all out there that are in the grips of it, and I'm taking this. I'm quoting Brandon Novak. If y'all don't know Brandon Novak, he was a part of the Jackass crew, Bam Margera's MTV show. He was a part of all those guys, a skateboarder. He's one of my inspirations, and for sobriety and whatnot. Like I look up to that guy a lot because I watched all those shows growing up. He's been sober for like 6 years now. He was into a lot of harder drugs, but he says sobriety gave him the life that drugs and alcohol always promised, and it's so true. Sobriety gave me a life I still can't even believe I'm living. It's really good. I still have a lot of things I need to work on as far as my personal development, and I'm, I can actually work on those things now. I'm financially stable. I can finally start working on those things because I'm not controlled by any substances. The substances aren't dictating my day or what I do. I can finally start working on some health things I need to work on, dental issues, and this is not my first YouTube video. I do have a workout channel with like 70 videos. It never went anywhere, but I also stopped uploading a while ago, just focusing more on work. Right now I do things like DoorDash, gig economy, and that keeps me stable, that keeps me on track. And DoorDash actually did play a role in helping me get sober, because I just realized, if I keep doing the things I was doing, it was really going to catch up with me quick, and I would be in a real bad position, if you catch my drift. That's, with those kinds of jobs, you can work as much as you want. You can work all day long, all morning, all day, all night, and you can make some really good money. And it keeps you out of trouble, it keeps you focused, and it gives you a lot of freedom. And I'll get into this more, about my story with alcoholism, but it removes you from those toxic environments that you might be in, that might be perpetuating, playing a role in you drinking and wanting to escape. DoorDash takes you away from all those environments, and to an extent, it isolates you. We still go around to all these restaurants and everything, but it's way less toxic than a lot of work environments. I believe. So if you're out there, if you don't like, if you're working at a job that's just a dead end, you see no light at the end of the tunnel, try to get on DoorDash, Uber Eats, Instacart. Try to get on apps like that, and who knows, maybe you'll end up making more money, and you can get out of that toxic job environment that you're in. I'll get into my story, like I said, in some more future videos. And I even have a channel where I made some DoorDash videos. So I have a lot of experience uploading YouTube videos, but I do like to riff off the cuff. The point of this video is I'm 2 years sober. My name is Kyle No, and sobriety has given me the life I always wanted. And if you start getting sober, you can also do it yourself and start crafting a good life, much better than where you're at, trust me. So subscribe, and I'll upload some videos about kind of my story, how bad it got, all the juicy details and stuff. So today I'm celebrating, I'm taking it easy, I'm eating good, and that's that. And then in 2 days it's my birthday, so subscribe, comment down below if you're going through it. We can shoot some comments back and forth and whatnot. So until then, have a good day.